Alright guys, so here's a little information about our second semester project, which I don't know if you've heard about these before, but it's called a Genius Project. The reason I'm going over this with you now is because we need to start prepping for it first semester. Okay, so what is a Genius Project? We call them Genius Projects. They're also called 20% time or even Genius Hour. The concept is not new. It's a concept that was embraced by corporations, very innovative companies such as Google in recent times and 3M as far back as the 1950s. So this is not a new idea, but it is new to the world of education. Essentially what happens is you, the student, pick a topic that's of interest to you and you do research about it. Sometimes you end up building something, sometimes you create something, sometimes you just end up sharing your information with other people. 3M is the company that created Post-it notes or sticky notes. I know I would be lost without those things. That's just one thing that came about from a Genius Project. Google, we wouldn't have Gmail without it. We wouldn't have Google Maps without it. We wouldn't have a lot of the other Google apps that we use today. So the concept works, and it really works in education as well. So when it's a project that you choose, something that you are interested in, the only limit to this is your own mind and what you think your limits are going to be. So like I said before, this is from second semester. This is for second semester. And what's going to happen is we have to start preparing for it now. When a movie premiere hits the big the premiere night and the red carpet, everybody's all dressed up and they look fancy, that's not the very first night of that movie. That movie started months, if not years, if not decades before that. And what happens is you have to start with some ideas. Sometimes they're good ideas, sometimes they're bad ideas, but they always start as an idea. So these ideas are what interest you, what questions you have that just don't have an answer to in class, nobody addresses it, or you're just really curious. Okay, so why do we do this? This is one of my new things, because learning happens anywhere and anytime. Just because it's not in a textbook does not mean that it's not valuable information. So one of the frustrations that students have with this project is I don't tell you what to do. I give you parameters of saying it needs to be about science, or hey, that's not really a good question, let's reword it to something like this. But I don't tell you what to do. This is your learning. You choose it. Ask the science and research guys who study all this sort of engagement and how you learn and how you think. They're going to tell you the exact same thing. So if this is second semester, why am I telling you about it now? Well, it kind of goes back to what I said earlier. A blockbuster movie idea does not happen the same day they start filming. You need to take some time to listen to that little voice in your head that says, I wonder, or how does this happen, or why does that happen? Write those questions down. Good questions, bad questions, questions you think are silly. I don't care. Write them down. You will get a document from me in Google Classroom, which is where you're looking at this video through. And on this Google Doc, you're going to be writing down all those little thoughts. Now, let's clarify. The little voice inside our head that has inappropriate thoughts or comments, that's not the voice we're listening to. We're listening to the voice that says, I wonder how this works, or I wonder how that works. Not the one that says mean, nasty things about people. Your Google Doc that has your questions on it is going to be turned into me every 2 weeks throughout the first semester to make sure you're thinking and getting some good ideas. This could also be done in conjunction with your eCyber mission. So on your eCyber mission thing, your first deadline is the 25th of September. The following week is when you'll be turning in questions for me for your Genius Project. And so that moves us on to the whole, you mean I can do anything? Well, almost. Some teachers completely open this up to you guys. I don't. You can do anything within the arena of science. You need to tie it into science. The reason for that is because that's my area of expertise. That's how I can guide you the best. Okay? So when you're done with this video, you're going to go back and open this s'more, which is what you see here. And you're going to watch these two videos. This first one, it's pretty short. It's basically a piece of this longer one. I know it's long, but it's really, really good. This guy is a teacher who did this with his high school literature class. So you'll see more of the literature tie-ins with it. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit of a preview to our Genius project.